I do get one thing when somebody approaches me, like, we need a good actor for this role. Like, what does that mean? I feel like every character you need a good actor only. It's not like all these things should not be specific to complicated roles only. And then obviously about my character, I knew that any of Atlee sir's films don't have female characters who have nothing to do in the film.
Does she teach?
Masala Gabbi. I completely surrender. I am only looking up to my director and the writer of the film. Well, actually, I have the dialogue in the trailer also where I say कि दिखते तो इतने भोले भाले हो और बच्चों को वायलेंस सिखाते हो.
Thank you, Wamiqa, for taking the time.
Hi
Uh,
Mohan.
So let's dive in right away then because we have limited time. So, Wamiqa, you are perhaps you will be featuring in what is perhaps one of the most eagerly awaited films of the year. So, first things first, what drew you to this role? What was it that interested you? Why Baby John?
I think it's the team. It's Atlee sir. It's my first meeting with Atlee sir that just left me inspired by him, and I just wanted to work with this man. And then I knew that it's Varun Dhawan who's leading the film. And when I met the whole team, I was just super excited. So this is, I think, one of the very few films that I was more excited to work with the team and the people involved than the script of the film. To be very honest, uh, at least I had already given like the biggest hit, Jawan, to us. So there
Yeah,
was no doubt about whatever that he's going to do next is not going to be good. So I, and you know, and then obviously about my character, I knew that any of Atlee sir's films uh, don't have female characters who have nothing to do in the film. He presents women in a very strong way in his films. So I was very sure that I'll have a lot to do in the film.
absolutely. I mean, since you have worked with Vishal Bhardwaj, you know a thing or two about working with people who have a very strong vision, although in a completely different space. But yeah, back to Baby John. Now, the film, looking at the trailer, one thing it is almost certain to deliver is one of the most typical concoction of entertainment and action that we've come to see from inactive films. So, in what way do you think is this different from uh, previous Atlee films? And you already briefly alluded to this. So, you spoke about women in his films. So, how do you see that progress from Jawan and his other films in the past?
So a lot of people think that this is a remake of Theory, which is Atlee sir's film. It's not a remake of Theory. It's heavily inspired from Theory. But people who have seen Theory will also be surprised by watching the film. And it is directed by Khalees,
Yeah,
his associate. So, and the best thing is because Atlee sir is a director himself, and he is the producer of this film, he would never interfere in how Khalees sir wanted to present the film. So it's automatically new because it's Khalees sir's vision through Atlee sir's money. So I think you will definitely experience something new because he has been Atlee sir's assistant since a long time, and you'll see Atlee sir's flavor in the film, but the perspective is new.
absolutely. And also, speaking more specifically about your role in the film, from what little we could understand in the trailer, it seems like another common thread in some of your roles, especially if you can draw a certain kind of parallel with your role in Kufia. This is you are playing a woman on a mission or someone who has a point to prove. So, is this something you're seeking out? Is this are these the kinds of roles that are coming to you? Is this something you're conscious about at all?
Interesting. Nobody has said that to me, Apitak. Uh, I do get one thing when somebody approaches me, like, we need a good actor for this role. Like, what does that mean? I feel like every character you need a good actor only. It's not like all these things should not be specific to complicated roles only. Um, but I don't know. I feel like maybe they have this faith in me that I can handle complexities of a character, which I'm still learning, I'm still figuring out. But I like that people have that faith in me that I can handle it. And that kind of puts that pressure in me that you have to handle it. You have to know, you have to do a good job. And I love that. Um, well, I won't be able to tell you what exactly I'm doing in the film, but I'm playing a teacher in the film. But what all she teaches is something you have to see the film for.
Does she teach
Kala
some
Jadi. Just kidding.
Varun Dhawan? A dialogue in the trailer mentions him teaching a certain skill to kids. Is that what you're referring to? An exclusive scoop for Masala readers?
Well, actually, I have that dialogue in the trailer also when I say कि तुम दिखने में तो भोले भाले लगते हो और बच्चों को वायलेंस सिखाते हो.
Yes.
So you'll get to see in the film only what he teaches to kids. Yeah.
Can't wait. And also, now, Amita, just to look further a little bit, one thing I'm always intrigued about is how you would approach a film like this, which is as masala as it can get, versus something that would be far more immersive and you'd perhaps be it'd be a far more internalized performance, like what we've seen in Jubilee or in your work with Vishal sir. So, is it easy to switch between the two? Does your process change? How do you approach this versus that?
Even Jubilee and Khufia are completely different worlds.
Absolutely. But I'm only talking in terms of how you would say pitch the performance.
No, no, I'm telling you, uh, they are different worlds. When we are shooting with these two directors also, they're completely different personalities. So for me to switch from a Vishal Bhardwaj to Vikramaditya Motwani to Atlee sir, for me, it's new world. I'm jumping. I'm like this kid who's jumping from one world to another. And when I enter a world, when I say yes to a film, when I know I'm doing this film, I completely surrender. I am only looking up to my director and the writer of the film. Those are the two people. And if the writer and director both are the same, I love that combo. I love when the director has written the film. Like I love when the writer becomes the director. Because then you just have one person to go to understand, okay, what are you, so, all your questions are answered by one person. So for me, I feel like it's the same. It's just different people, different imaginations, and different kind of world that they want to create. And you just have to believe in it. Otherwise, there's so many, we all of us, we have a different mind. The kind of things that I imagine, the kind of things that you imagine in your head, all are different. So for me, it's as intriguing and as exciting as anybody else ki jaise from Vikram sir to Vishal sir to Atlee sir now. And it's just, I love that. I love that about my job that I get to work with such different kind of personalities. And I hope I keep doing that because I don't want to uh, be in a similar world for too long.
Absolutely. Now, again, a couple of things. One follow. So, in other words, what I was trying to get at is perhaps, is it easier to move from a Vikram Motwani world to a Vishal Bharadwaj world as opposed to a Vikram Motwani to an Atlee Khalil's world? Is that at all a factor? Or
Not
every,
at all. Not at
yeah,
all. I think, in fact, for a film like uh, Baby John, it's more difficult, to it's not it's not switching is it's not difficult because I've already shot
yeah,
Jubilee and I'm done with the shoot. I've relaxed now, I've gotten my break, and now I'm entering this another world. So it's only excitement. It's only like अच्छा ये वाले थीम पार्क में ये था now I'm going to another country's theme park. It's going to be different, but I am same excitement मेरे अंदर है, to understand अच्छा तो this is how this works, so just to adapt to them. And I think it's not the world, it's also the directors. If Atlee sir was a difficult
yeah,
person in real life, then it would have been difficult for me to transition. But because he is such an easygoing person, because he makes you feel so comfortable. He's so compassionate. He's so passionate about his about the work that he's doing that it becomes easier because the core is same, you know? We want to make something together. We want to create something together. So I think it depends on director to person to person. If that person is a difficult person, then it becomes difficult to work. But because they're good people, I have been very lucky working with good men, in this industry, that they have always made it very easy for me to get into the skin of my character and answering all my questions. So, yeah, never getting tired of that.
Well, Mamika, here's looking forward to A Baby John and B all the stuff you're going to do in the future. Can't wait to watch the film, and thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you so much, Mohan. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mamika.